Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics, unit 12, carbon and its compound, series number 6. In the earlier session, we completed what is carbon, how the tetravalency is imparted for the carbon atom, its electronic configuration, how it will be participating in a 4-electron system, and what is the kind of hybridization which followed by the carbon with sp3, sp2 and sp type of hybridization, and its related examples, bond order, bond energies, bond angles have been discussed. In addition to all these, the concept of allotropy was introduced, carbon able to exist in various number of compounds, including amorphous and the crystalline substances. So we already completed related with amorphous like a coal, coke, charcoal, sugar, char, everything was completed. And in the crystalline context, we completed diamond and the graphite. These are the relevant example with reference to crystalline substances. After this, in continuation to all this, now we entered into the concept of allotropy only, where nano-sized particles are going to be discussed. In addition to all these, we already completed unit 1 to unit level, entire detailed explanation available on the channel called World of Competitive Chemistry. Now, let us start with the allotropic form, which is the nano-sized particle of carbon. So here it is denoted as the Buckminster fullerene, indicated with the carbon 60. So where 60 carbon atoms are arranged in a ball-like model, where all the carbons are participating in hexagonal as well as pentagonal arrangement. So here fullerene molecules are having various size that depends upon the number of carbon atoms. Based on the number of carbon diameter of this fullerene will be varied. So here halo sphere will be there. You can clearly observe it is a ball type of structure, the interior region entirely empty in nature. So it is completely evacuated, and it is the ellipsoid structure with the tube depending upon their orientations. Fullerenes are formed when the vaporized carbon condensed in an atmosphere of inert gas. This is a kind of device. I collected this from the ResearchGate platform. Thank you very much for your information. Here, fullerene was prepared by taking vaporized carbon. Carbon, first of all, got vaporized, and in the presence of inert gas, it used to condense. By this condensation, here, the entire process going to be carried in this manner. And finally, fullerene got generated in the nano-sized particles. And let us see whose efforts gave these type of compounds, which are the very essential emerging nanomaterial in various fields. So this fullerene usually just, in short, discovered in 1985. So team of members got explored these compounds, Robert Curl and Hollard Croto, Richard Smalley. These are the scientists from Rice University of Sussex, and whom were awarded 1996 Nobel Prize for their efforts in chemistry in order to introduce the compound called fullerene. So these three are the scientists, Robert Curl and Harold Croto and Richard Smalley. So these three scientists conferred with the Nobel Prize for their efforts to discover this fullerene, which is the material of wide range of applications. Later on, in continuation to their work, similar resemblance work is also, our structure is also discovered by the scientist called Richard Buckminster, so that the name was imparted buckyballs, carbon buckyballs. It is also denoted as a Buckminster fullerene, and he is also the scientist who made the invention of the similar kind of skeletal structure with the relevant to the fullerene. That's the reason why here the name is conferred with his name, right? So here spherical fullerenes are also called as buckyballs. So these are also denoted as buckyballs. Buckminster fullerene C60, because here 60 carbon atoms are arranged in a soccer type of model, and a soccer ball, how it is represented in the same manner, this buckyball is also present with the hexagonal and pentagonal moieties, which are extended in such a manner, just like a soccer ball. Fullerene C60 molecule contains 12 pentagons and 20 hexagons. If you are fixing C60, so that here the arrangement will be 12 pentagons and 20 hexagonal arrangements. 6-membered rings are 20, 5-membered rings are 12 will be there in the continuous manner in order to get this so-called ball structure. And here 3-dimensional representation is provided for this molecule, which is represented with the 6-membered ring structures and also 5-membered ring structures in this 3D way. And all the orbitals will participate in sp2 hybridization essentially. So carbon being it is associated with sp2 hybridization, and more electron is available for free circulation. So this is a kind of representation for these fullerene molecules. And already we gone through the sp2 hybridization process where 2s electron and 2p electrons will participate sp2 kind of hybridization, and one free orbital is available. So here the planar geometry will be assigned for this one, and one more electron is available on this molecule. And the major application for these fullerene molecules are fullerenes are under study for potential medicinal use. So here being the interior region is hollow in nature, that is a extremely good medicine carrier. It used to carry the medicines, and even identified, even proven as an antibiotic, a specific antibiotic substance to target the resistant bacteria and even target the certain cancer, especially melanoma. Melanoma is nothing but the cancer which related to the skin, epidermic region, where this kind of cancers will be eradicated or can be cured by treating with the drugs which are made up of these fullerene moieties C60. So this is the, and more research to be going on in order to explore the medicinal applications of these fullerene molecules. In the future, we will get a much more applications of these invented nanomaterials. And so by this we completed fullerene molecules. Fullerene is a C60 of soccer ball type of structure with sp2 hybridization, and medicinal application is the prominent thing with respect to this fullerene moiety. And the next segment is about nanotubes. So here it is also the part of allotropic carbon, which is the nano-sized particles. 1 billionth of meter is said to be a nano-sized material, 10 to the power minus 9. So that is the diameter of the nano-sized particles, and the nanotubes are in either allotropic forms, discovered in 1991. So first invention was done by Sumio Lee-Zima. He is the scientist who prepared these materials. So especially your hexagonal arrangement will be there, all are rolled into a cylindrical type of a materials. So these are said to be nanotubes, being nano-sized particles and rolled into a tube, cylindrical tubes. Hence, these are regarded as a nanotube material, first invented by the scientist Sumio Lee-Zima. And the nanotubes consist of hexagonal arrays. So all are in the hexagonal arrangement, and the extended hexagonal structure will be arranged. This is a 2-dimensional arrangement, just resembling graphite. How the graphite layers are arranged with the hexagonal moieties. In the similar manner here, carbon nanotubes also having a resemblance structure. Unlike the flat graphite sheets, the nanotubes sheets are rolled into a cylinder. So due to this reason, they are called nanotubes. So there is a slight divergence between these two. Here, graphite is a straight layer type of structure, whereas nanotubes are rolled into a cylindrical shape. That is only the difference. But the extended hexagonal structure is the skeletal comparison between both the graphite as well as nanotubes. Here, hexagonal sheets were taken and they can be rolled into a single-walled, double-walled, multi-walled carbon nanotubes. Here you can observe this multi-walled carbon nanotube, whichever available. So here, this kind of multi-walled or single-walled or double-walled, that depends upon the area of application where we are applying. So here different kind of research is going to explore the things in order to find out the applications of these carbon nanotubes. They may be single-walled, multi-walled, double-walled. All these are possible by rolling these hexagonal sheets into such a kind of cylindrical one. And Nanotubes like a graphite or electrical conductors, because here also you can find sp2 kind of hybridization. That's the reason why here you can find the conductivity for these materials. They're able to pass free flow of electrons, being all are associated with the unpaired electrons upon them, so that here flow of electrons are possible. Momentum of electron is said to be a carriage of current. So conduction of current is possible. In an integrated circuit, nanotubes are used instead of copper to connect the components together. So copper is being widely applied conducting material, but in case of IC nanotubes, so integrated circuits and nanotubes are used. So these are the advanced materials in order to increase the efficiency, so that here nano-sized materials can be applicable for the conduction of current. And scientists inserted biomolecules into nanotubes to inject them into a single cell. So again, here you can find the drug carrying capacity of these nanomaterials, because here in the cylindrical material interior region completely hollow, where we can insert the drug material or any material which we want to inject at the specific receptoric site in the diseased organ, so that here nanomaterials are closed in such a manner so that through this drug carrying capacity is possible, and we can circulate the drug materials to the target receptoric site in the human organism, so that here they are also finding the evaluating applications in the medicinal field, especially the drug carrying tendency, being all are hollow in nature. So apart from this, so many other applications are also available by these nanomaterials. So here, these are the part of allotropes of carbon, which are related with the nano-sized dimensions. So by this, we completed the series where the extensive discussion based on fullerene molecules as well as nanomaterials, nanotubes were discussed. So here, and the area of application of these components also discussed here. Hope this session will helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you, one and all.